Hey, how it's going, guys? Today I'm going to tell you how to progress quickly in calisthenics, both for gaining muscle mass as well and especially for training calisthenics skills. So let's go! This video should appear like 1 year ago, just after my 1 year body transformation video, because then I received thousands of messages from you. How did I progress so quickly? How did I train for skills? And I just simply decided to record for you a short guide on that. The methods I used are based on my experience, and you must be aware that if you want to progress quickly, you are always risk of getting injured. So to minimize that, make sure to always warm up properly, and you should learn how to listen to your body. Especially beginners have problem with that because it requires some of experience to know when you're getting overtrained, and then you should obviously lower the volume of the workout. I also decided to start with this kind of videos that might be useful for you during your calisthenics journey, so please leave a comment and tell me if you like that content or not. Thanks. Firstly, you must decide whether your goal is to build muscle mass or achieve calisthenics skills, because depending on your goal, the factors will be different. Building muscle mass is a process that requires few elements that combined together will provide you with results. Let me introduce you the main factors. Nutrition is crucial. In order to build muscle mass, you must be on caloric surplus. As long as it is possible for beginners to build muscles by maintaining caloric needs or even on a small caloric deficit, then after a month or two they are going to meet plateau. As you probably know, your body needs rest not only to build muscles, but also avoid injuries and be able to progress through your workout program. There are still people doing 100 sit-ups, pull-ups and push-ups every day, and that is a horrible idea. Your workout program should be based on knowledge of your body and basic calisthenics principles. Last but not least, your workout program should be structured with progressive overload. But what does it mean? Basically, that you need to make your workouts always challenging and make sure that you will be able to progress with it. There are plenty of ways to do it, however, I'm going to focus on the most important and effective in order to gain muscle mass. If you need a structured program, including 16 levels with all days recorded, visit my website in the description of this video. The most beneficial for muscle mass growth will be the hypertrophic range of reps, that stands for 6 to 12 in each set. Working in 1 to 5 range is usually used for building strength and explosiveness, while doing over 12 reps will let you work on muscular endurance. It will still let you build muscle mass, but not that effectively. In order to progress quickly, you must follow all factors I've mentioned before. Let's focus on last factor. How to adapt progressive overload. Your muscles need a good stimulus all the time to grow. The idea of first method is to increase reps amount, and it will be great for beginners. Let's say you're able to do only 2 pull-ups and 6 dips, then after 2 weeks you are able to do 4 pull-ups and 10 dips. After 2 months of workouts you will be able to do 10 pull-ups and 20 dips. This method will be beneficial, but up to a point. But what happens when basic exercises get too easy to maintain 6 to 12 reps? Well, another way of progressing is moving to more advanced exercises. Let's talk about the pull-ups. There are plenty of progressions. For example, if you are not able to do pull-ups yet, start with Australian pull-ups. Once you feel it gets too easy, you can move to pull-ups with resistance band or negatives. Then pull-ups, archery pull-ups, one-arm pull-ups, and then finally one-arm muscle-up. It doesn't matter whether you're beginner, intermediate or advanced, there will be always way to increase difficulty of exercise. This method can be used and it is recommended for each level. Weighted calisthenics. Some people consider the weighted calisthenics as a progression for lazy people. However, if you have access to weights, it will be a great stimulus for muscles to grow. Make sure that you're already able to do a solid amount of reps in basic exercises with proper form and full range of motion. If you're a beginner, you should focus on building strength without additional weight and build the movement pattern. If you decide to include weighted calisthenics, try to be between 6 and 12 reps in 4 or 5 sets. Let's say you start with plus 5 kilos and your result will be 6 pull-ups in a set. When you get to the point where you'll be able to do 12 pull-ups in one set, you can add weight, then once again. How to learn skills quickly. People usually train skills only 1 or 2 times a week, being surprised of slow progress, while for me it was almost every single day. But damn, you're going to overtrain yourself after 2 weeks. Not really. Of course, it requires a knowledge of your body and a good structured program. If you're a beginner, start with basics. First few months should be spent on building strength, because it will help you a lot with calisthenics skills. There is no way you will be able to do muscle up if you're not able to make a pull-up yet. However, training only basics will never lead you to advanced calisthenics skills if you don't practice those or do progressions. Let's move to progressions. Once you feel strong enough to work on skills, you have to choose the ones that you feel possible to achieve. Should you be doing progressions or just go for full movement at the beginning? Of course, way safer method will be doing progressions, let's say 2 times a week for each skill. You can do only tuck plunge, plunge leans, scapula push-ups and gradually increase exercise difficulty. However, I've always tried to go for full movement even if I wasn't strong enough for it. I tried to do LC to straddle plunge even if I wasn't able to hold it for even 1 second. That method is usually way more effective, but you risk of getting injured, and this is why it is especially important to choose the skills that you are possible to learn at your current level. Include progressions to build strength and always warm up. The best way will be combining both. Grease the groove. That method was also the key to learn most of my skills. What's grease the groove? It is a way of practice that is typically applied outside of a workout. You will perform sets of particular exercise multiple times throughout the day, almost every day during the week. This primes the nervous system to gain fast adaptations in strength or endurance. That can be used for almost all skills, as well as for basic exercises to increase reps. When I was learning handstand, I just practiced it almost everywhere, few times a day. It is enough to do a few attempts every few hours to get results. How to train skills. The video you can see in the background is an example of how I trained for Hefesto. You must be aware that training skills is an ongoing process that requires dedication because you're going to fail a lot of times. There is no simple way of learning skills because it all depends on the skills you are working on and how advanced you are in it. But how to train skills? There are a lot of ways to do it. Personally, my favorite was combining Grease the Groove method with only skills training that I did before each workout session for 30 up to 90 minutes. If you'd like, let me know in the comments. I could prepare maybe more detailed video about it. I really hope you liked that video, and please let me know in the comments what do you think and what videos would you like me to record. On my website you will find a free trial of beginner and intermediate program, and if you need individual online coaching for skills, contact me through email in the description. Do not hesitate to ask me, I always try to answer. Peace guys.